Gentlemen, let's start from the beginning. April 1977, you guys get a call. You come to Washington to meet at the Watergate. To talk about what? That's my question. What are you talking about? Why are you talking about it? Set the context and the stage for what was happening at that point in time that you all felt it was important enough for you to leave what you were doing to convene.
Thank you very much, Paula, Madam Chairman, Madam President, rather. Let me respond to that, if I may. Imagine a situation prevailing then that is comparable to our current concerns about terrorism and national security. That's on the minds of every person in this room and has been increasingly on our minds since 9/11. In 1977, energy was the equivalent of what we are now experiencing with reference to terrorism and national security and concerns about the survival of Western civilization and the economies of much of the world. That was the context in which AABE came into being. It was around the question of energy, the question of whether we had enough of it, whether it was enough to make available to keep the engines of the economies of the world going. Those were the concerns. Now, we were part of the audience that would be affected by the dire situations that we found ourselves in. But we were not, I'm talking about as black people, we were not a part of the conversation.
I'd like to mention the extent to which AABE got involved with the NAACP and the Urban League in promoting energy policy, and that indeed is why I think we were as successful as we were, because we went and took part in the NAACP annual convention and got them to make a policy statement for the first time in the history of the organization about energy and the importance of making sure that it was available to all people. And one big point that I'd like to make, if I don't have a chance to say anything else, is...
Are you suggesting that we would not permit you to say something else?
I just want to promote AABE. I want the world to know that there is an American Association of Blacks in Energy, and for all of us to be very, very happy, proud, and excited about promoting our organization. And in this current and especially in this current political environment that we find ourselves in, to make it very clear that we're still here. We ain't going nowhere. And so we have got to be directly involved in everything that our government and our policymakers are doing.
AACP. AABE was an unknown organization, and it was struggling to get some recognition. So some of us decided we need something to project us into the national spotlight. And one of the things we decided was if we could get the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People to address the issue of energy, that would go a long ways towards filling that void. And we did, Ben. That's how important it was. They said, what the hell business is it of the NAACP to be weighing in on this energy question? Is energy a part of civil rights? That was the question that Carl Rowan raised in one of his broadcasts. So that's how AABE came to be, because we were able to grab the attention of the American people and to demonstrate the connection between energy and the interests of the group that you see seated here tonight. If I may, it's also important for you to understand that in those early days and in our formative meetings, the issue came up, well, what is AABE? Who is AABE's constituency, and who has a place in AABE? Is it for black people only, or can whites be a part of AABE? We debated that question. We devoted one formative meeting pretty much to that issue. Who can be in AABE, and who is a part of AABE? We decided deliberately that while the name AABE is American Association of Blacks in Energy, anybody who subscribes to the interests and the concerns of black people in this issue is eligible for membership in AABE. It doesn't matter what your ethnicity is, or your color, or your race. And at the beginning, whites have always been a part of the membership of AABE. I'm a little disappointed I don't see too many white people amongst the membership here. But that doesn't mean that AABE is not just for black people. AABE is for everybody who believes in the issue of blacks being a part of the whole discussion of where we stand in this American society. The organization was born in order to address a national crisis. There are national crises of various kinds today. They may not be the same crisis, but if it is a national crisis, it has impacts in our community. It is my hope that AABE will continue to be an organization that seeks to be on the cutting edge of emerging and existing crises in the communities where we exist. We are on the cutting edge, and we've got to be addressing whatever the issues of the day may be.
Thank you.
Thank you.